Continue to the module 4. The next topic is ferrocement and ferroconcrete. Ferrocement is a special form of reinforced concrete. It is a composite material which consists of cement sand mortar, which is reinforced with the layers of small diameter of wire meshes. Here you can see this is the small diameter of wire mesh, and this is the cement sand mortar, that is matrix. This one is the hexagonal wire mesh, and these bars are called as skeleton steel, which supports the wire mesh and will help in getting the proper shape and size. So this ferrocement is different from conventional reinforced concrete, in which the reinforcement is arranged within the brittle matrix. So as this behavior of the ferrocement is quite different from conventional reinforced concrete, it may be in the form of performance, strength or potential applications. That's why it is classed as a separate material. So here you can see the images of ferrocement concrete. So usually the steel bars are used here, as I told. Usually the steel bars are also used in a ferrocement, which is called in a form of steel skeleton. That's why it is called as skeleton steel. These steel bars are called as skeleton steel, which helps in retaining the required shape of the ferrocement components until the cement mortar get hardened. So the wire mesh reinforcement will be uniformly distributed across the thickness of the element. Those wire mesh reinforcement, here you can see this hexagonal type wire mesh or this wire mesh. This will be uniformly distributed through the thickness of the element. This helps in achieving the improved mechanical properties like tensile strength, flexural strength, fracture, fatigue resistance or impact resistance. This wire mesh will help in achieving the improved mechanical properties like tensile strength, flexural strength and impact and fatigue resistance. So in addition to these qualities, it also eliminates the use of formwork, particularly in the construction of complicated shapes. While in the construction of complicated shapes, it will eliminate the use of formwork. So this ferrocement can be used in a thin-walled structural components, that is construction of thin-walled structural components where the strength and rigidity are developed through the form and shape. Hence these are light in weight. So next we'll go through the materials which are used in the ferrocement. So that is cement, sand, wire mesh and steel bars, as I have explained just now. So in addition to these materials, the high tensile steel wires also used in case of pre-stressed ferrocement. If in the production of pre-stressed ferrocement, the high tensile steel wires are also used. So now we'll go one by one in detail. So the cement which is used for the production of ferrocement can be the ordinary Portland cement can be sufficient. In ordinary Portland cement can be sufficient, which is also easily available in market for the ferrocement construction. Even you can use the other types of Portland cements also, that is sulfate resisting cement for ferrocement construction in marine environment. If you are if you are constructing the ferrocement in the marine environment, you can go for sulfate resisting cements. Portland pozzolana cement also be used in this ferrocement, as it provides the good resistance to sulfate attack and also competitive in price compared with the ordinary Portland cement. So you can go for Portland pozzolana cement also, which helps in resistance to sulfate attack. Even you can go for rice husk also, but it should be used in up to 20% by weight of the cement. It can be used up to 20% by the weight. uh, so with the this rice husk can be used as the pozzolana and mixed with the Portland cement without any deleterious effects on the mortar. That's why they have told you can use this rice husk up to 20% by weight of Portland cement. Next is sand. The well graded natural river sand of particle size 4.75 mm, less than 4.75 mm, and which is having the fineness modulus between 2.5 to 3 is suited for the ferrocement construction. A well graded natural river sand with the particle size less than 7.5 mm and which is having the fineness modulus in the range of 2.5 to 3 is suited for the ferrocement construction. As the cover to reinforcing mesh is small, as the cover to reinforcing mesh is small, and this does not exceed 2 to 3 mm, the cement mortar covering the mesh wires has to be dense to prevent the corrosion of reinforcement. That is, the cement matrix or the cement sand mortar which are using for the construction of ferrocement should be dense to prevent the corrosion of reinforcement. So that's why here grading of sand is important. Grading of sand for the mortar is very important as considering this point. So to get the workable cement mortar with the low water cement ratio, to get the workable cement mortar with the low water cement ratio, and the water which is used for this ferrocement can be of potable, relatively free from organic compounds. The water which is used for preparing cements and mortar should be potable water and should be free from any organic compounds. And the proportion of cement sand mix generally varies from 1 is to 1.5 to 1 is to 3. That is 1 is cement and 1.5 is the sand. So the proportion, cement sand proportion may varies from 1 is to 1.5 to 1 is to 3, and the water cement ratio can be go from 0.35 to 0.55. The water cement ratio can be varies from 0.35 to 0.55. And next we'll go through the wire mesh. This is the one of the important material in the construction of ferrocement, that is wire mesh reinforcement. And these wire mesh generally consist of thin wires, that is galvanized or ungalvanized, either woven or welded. I'll show you. Woven is nothing but this one, which is crossed on one on another, and this one is the welded. Okay, this is woven mesh. Here you can see the interconnection are not welded here. In this the wires are passed on one another. So this is what woven wire mesh. Okay, and this is the welded, which is connected by welding. Okay, so these wires may be woven or welded at their intersections. The mechanical properties of ferrocement mainly depend on the type, quantity, orientation and strength properties of the mesh reinforcement. The mechanical properties of ferrocement mainly depend on the type of the mesh reinforcement used, quantity, orientation and strength properties of the mesh reinforcement. There are different types of mesh reinforcements are available in market which are suitable for ferrocement construction. Here you can see this is the hexagonal mesh, that is also called as chicken mesh. This is the woven wire mesh, and this is the welded, that is intersections are connected by welding. And here in wire mesh the intersections are connected by passing on one another. And this is the expanded metal mesh. Expanded metal mesh are mainly used in construction of the ferrocement walls or any ferrocement work. In the construction of big components of ferrocement, they'll go for expanded metal mesh. Okay, we'll study these also in one by one. So the first one is hexagonal wire mesh. It is as I told, it is also called as chicken wire mesh, and which is fabricated from cold drawn wire of diameter varying from 22 to 26 gauge. Here in hexagonal wire mesh, the diameter of wires are ranged from 22 to 26 gauge and woven into hexagonal patterns with the mesh opening varying from 10 to 25 mm. Means here these mesh openings are varying from 20 to 25 mm are the mesh opening. Okay, and this is the one of the cheapest and easier to handle and most commonly used in ferrocement construction. This hexagonal wire mesh is the most cheapest and easier to handle, and also it is the most commonly used in the ferrocement construction. So next one is woven mesh. It is fabricated by weaving the galvanized wires into the desired grid sizes. Weaving is nothing but, as I told, passing on one another. So that is what weaving. So weaving the galvanized wires into desired grid sizes as per the desired grid sizes, as per the requirements, without welding them at the intersections. You can see here these are not welded here. Okay, so the grids are generally square. The grids are generally in square. Here you can observe that these are generally in a square format. So the mesh wires are not perfectly straight and some amount of weavingness exists. Here you can observe these are not perfectly straight as you are passing one on another. So these are not perfectly straight, and weaving is, you can see the weaving here, that is the bending here. Okay, so next is welded wire mesh. It is fabricated in rectangular or square pattern. It may be a rectangular or square pattern by perpendicular to the intersecting wires. Generally those wires are 2 to 3 mm in diameter, made up of low to medium tensile strength. Here you can see this welded mesh is either rectangular or in square, which is made up of 2 to 3 mm diameter wires and the low to medium tensile strength, which are much stiffer than the hexagonal or woven mesh. So these are, as these are the welded in intersections, so these are much stiffer than hexagonal or woven wire mesh and welded together at the intersections, as I told. Okay, and next is expanded metal mesh, which is sometimes used in ferrocement construction. As I told, ferrocement construction component of big ferrocement construction, this one is used. Sometimes this is used. Is formed by slitting thin gauge sheets. Slitting thin gauge sheets is cutting in thin wires. Okay, and expanding them in a direction perpendicular to the slit to produce a diamond shape openings. This will produce a diamond shape openings, you can observe here. Okay, and which are formed by slitting in thin wires to produce a diamond shape openings. And this mesh has a inherent advantages like good mechanical bond and ease of placing. So advantage of this expanded metal mesh is good mechanical bond and ease of placing, easy to place. So this is about the wire mesh, different types of wire mesh. And next we will go through the skeleton steel. So this is generally used for making the framework of the structural component upon which the layers of wire mesh reinforcement are laid. As I have here you can see, upon these are the skeleton steel. Here the up to 6 mm bars are used, upon which these wire mesh are placed or laid, and also serve as a spacer wire mesh. Okay, and the steel rods are provided both longitudinal and transverse direction. Here you can see longitudinal and transverse direction the steel rods are provided, and when they are used for non-structural purpose they are spaced widely. If these steel rods or these skeleton steels are using for non-structural purpose, then they are placed widely. If in case they are using for a structural purpose, then the they have to go for they have to design as per the consideration. The spacing is governed by the design consideration. If they are provided for carrying the external loads, then then these skeleton steel spacing should be governed by the design considerations. So in general, the mild steel rods or galvanized iron wires of diameter varying from 2 to 6 mm are used. As I told, these diameters are up to 6 mm diameters are used for these skeleton steel bars. Sometimes for structural purpose, high yield strength deformed bar also used. For structural purpose, high yield strength deformed bar also used in this skeleton steel. So this is called as skeleton steel, where the bars are steel rods or the bars are used of diameter 2 to 6 mm. Okay, this is about skeleton steel. Next is about admixtures. So admixtures are the additives, so which are used to modify the sum of the properties of the mortar in its fresh or hardened state. Admixtures are the nothing but additives which are used to modify the properties of the sum of the properties of the mortar. It may be it's in its fresh states or in a hardened state. So these admixtures also called as plasticizers, which are used to help to improve the plasticity of the mix in its fresh states. In fresh states, it will be used to improve the plasticity of the mix, and are mainly used to achieve the higher strength by reducing the water cement ratio. By using these admixtures, you can reduce the water cement ratio also, and also you can use this admixture for improving the workability for the proper compaction of cement mortar. Okay, these admixture you can use for the improve the plasticity of the mix in the fresh states, and also to achieve the higher strength, and also to improve the workability. So in addition to these admixtures, the ferro cement may also require the chemical additives to reduce the reaction between matrix and the galvanized reinforcement. That is nothing but alkaline environment in a cement mortar. That is nothing but to reduce the corrosion of the steel. So you have to go for chemical additives. So by which this reaction, that is the the chemical reaction between matrix and galvanized reinforcement, which produce the hydrogen gas. As this gas is formed on the wires, they deleteriously affect the bond strength. So to reduce this reaction, to reduce this effect, the chemical additives are added to the cement, added to this mortar mix. Okay, so sometimes foamed blast furnace slag also been used as a lightweight aggregate for partial or full replacement for the sand. To get a lightweight aggregate or to get a lightweight mix, you can use the foamed blast furnace slag, which also reduce the density and thermal conductivity of the ferrocement. By which using this foamed blast furnace slag, you can reduce the density and thermal conductivity also. So these both properties are desirable in the construction of roofing and wall panels. If you are using this ferrocement in the construction of roofing and wall panels, then these both the properties are very useful. So use of fly ash as a partial replacement of cement can also help in improving the durability of the ferrocement. At the same time, it also reduces the cost of the ferrocement. You can use the fly ash to improve the durability and also to reduce the cost. This is about admixtures. This is about end of the materials used for the ferrocement. In next session, we'll go through the construction methods of ferrocement concrete. Okay, thank you.